Hi guys, and welcome back to Ask Nikki P. I'm going to jump right in. Hi Nikki, I was wondering if you have any advice or you had any advice on my current situation. My husband and I were married in April this year. Since we have been married, we've had little time together. Until recently, my husband has been working 80+ hour work weeks. We work totally opposite schedules. I try my best to stay busy with hobbies. What would you do in my situation? I often find myself lonely while my husband is away. I get inside my own head too often and end up beating myself up over the emotions I am feeling. I know that he is working hard to provide the best life for us. I am only 22 and I still have so much to learn about life in general. Any advice would be greatly appreciated. Thanks. Okay. So a couple things. First off, to everyone who doesn't know, Dan actually used to work as a structural steel welder and then later as an inspector, as a welding inspector. And when we first got married, it was actually flipped. Like he was working full time, but I was working like 70 hours a week. And then like later down the line, Dan was the one that was actually working like a lot of hours, sometimes like 16 hours, anywhere from 12 to 18 max. It kind of just varied, but usually more on the side of like 12, 14 hours. So he used to work a lot of hours, and it was honestly kind of just what we had to do in the season that we were in. And to be honest, I think it's good when stuff like this is happening, when there's like a lot of hours having to be worked, or there's just a season of stress, to remind yourself of just that it is just a season. Now, there is kind of a fine line you walk here where partially you want to be aware that life comes in seasons, like that nothing is forever. That being said, also it's good to communicate. So I don't know your guys' situation. You guys might just be in this time right now where it's like he has to work extended period of time right now. Or the reason it's good to communicate is because, in my opinion, and I think most of us would agree, like work and like life and being with your husband, being with your kids is ultimately more important. So I think it's always really good to keep the lines of communication open and to know that you guys are in a season, that this is not what you're going to do forever, and to really keep your eyes on like what you really want and to keep lines of communication open so that it doesn't fall into like well, that's just his work schedule. But like I said, that being said, my parents always say this thing to me where like, well, farmers have to work harder at a certain point in the year. Like, work can come in seasons. So if I were in your shoes, I would recommend like I said, to just keep the lines of communication open with your husband and to talk about your work schedules and make sure you guys know and you're on the same page, like as to why he is working so much, what the goal is, what you guys are trying to achieve together, because ultimately when you're married, like, it sounds corny, but you kind of are like one person. Like you are creating a life. You're separate individual people. I mean, you guys know from watching Dan and I, like we're very different. I'm not saying like, you are one person, like Stepford wife, but like you are one unit. You're building a life together. And I personally think that that is a really key thing for a marriage, at least so far. I think that I haven't been married that long, but I think building your life together is really important. So as long as you guys are in agreement and on the same page, I think it's a little easier to swallow. You can get clarity on the situation, know that it's a season, or know what you're working for. And then the second thing that I would do if I was you is I would really devote this time to going after your passions and figuring out what you love. And if you don't know, sorry, I thought I just smudged my nails. Oh, I kind of did. Well, that's cute. I just did them. That's a trick. Did you guys know that? If you smudge your nails, you just press your tongue down on the edge and it smooths them over. Fixed. Anyways, if you don't know what your passions are, I've said this before that like passion is like a very big word and a scary word, but it's really just something that you like. Like that's kind of it. And so you just kind of go after things that you like and you eventually find something that's like, ooh, but I like really like this. And we can just call that a passion. Because I feel like the word passion overwhelms people. So go after and do things that you like. And it doesn't matter if it sounds stupid, like anything. If you're like, dude, I literally have been dying to take this like cookie decorating class, then take the cookie decorating class. It is not stupid. You find out if you are having fun, if you really like it. I mean, heck, people make entire careers out of decorating cookies. You get my drift. So anything that you like, dive in enjoy it, like really just, I don't even know. Yeah, enjoy it and dive in. And like I said back at the beginning, keep the lines of communication open with your husband. And I just want to encourage you, it is a season. Like life comes in seasons. You know how sometimes that's why like when they say it rains, it pours, like, you know, sometimes you're just like so bored and there's like nothing going on. And then other times you're like, oh my gosh, like you can barely keep your head above water. I think you're just kind of in the latter season right now, like with his work schedule. So yeah, as usual, anyone who has different thoughts or suggestions, let me know in the comments down below. But that's just kind of my thought. I've been there. I've been in more intense work schedules, and we just have tried to make sure we keep communicating, we set goals together, and that we were on the same page, so that it's not like he was just off doing something he thought I wanted him to do when really I wanted him to be home, or like he was off kind of doing his own thing and like focusing on this, and I'm like, hi, what about me? Does that make sense? I feel like I just went on another crazy person rant. Communication, that's the point, and diving after your passions. So yes, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. I hope that gets better soon. I believe it will. And as long as you guys keep talking honestly and openly, it will. So, yeah, there's that. I'm going to dive in now to the Twitter, or question, not situation. Okay. So, just kidding. There's no more Ask Nikki questions. I've done them all. So, be sure to leave any questions. And if your questions are longer than what you can fit in the Twitter characters, you can always use like twit longer, or I don't know. I don't even know. That's my best suggestion. So if you want to use the Twitter handle, that is open too. It's just hashtag AskNikkiP. And yeah, I will see you all later. I hope you have a good day. Bye. I'm the kind of person that anytime there is any kind of confrontation, I get really nervous.